Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. I am grateful to be jumping in and having just a great conversation with somebody that is doing a fantastic job from a business standpoint with all of the different things that he kind of works in, and I'm going to let him tell you all about it. I'm excited to welcome in Gus Puga. Gus, what's up, man? How's it going?
Oh, it's going good. Just over here, enjoying this beautiful weather. It's a little warm out here for this time of year, but we're enjoying it, especially since Halloween's around the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm grateful to be able to walk around and not freeze my butt off here in a couple of days. That's for sure. Well, give everybody just a little bit of background, man. Who are you? You've obviously gotten to know you over the last several months, and you're a great marketer. You're building some incredible companies. You've done some really cool things, but just give everybody a little bit of the backstory with your home services background.
Yeah, so started probably about 12 years now as a HVAC contractor, just me and in a van, just hoping to make a successful HVAC business. And then from there, we just naturally had to add electrical to become a legitimate business for code regulations here in Tennessee. So we decided to launch our electrical department about 5 years ago. And then once we got that settled in, we decided to go ahead and go for doing the all services under one roof, one stop a la carte service, A to Z performance that Airstream can provide for all trades for the home. So we just started June of this year launching plumbing, and we're in the process of growing that. But yes, overall, it's been quite the ride. Right now, we're in a growth pattern. So we're just investing a lot of money back into the business to get it to where it needs to be.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Obviously, you and I have met through some partnerships that have been formed, right? We both get the pleasure of knowing Mr. Gary Ashton. He'll be excited that we're talking about him here today. Gary is one of the most successful, he is the most successful number one real estate team, Remax worldwide for the last 7 years in a row. Has built such an incredible brand in the Nashville market. Talk a little bit about Gary for a second. If you feel good about that, I'll send him these clips. What do you think about Gary? How do you think that he's done obviously as a job building a successful brand in the Nashville market? He's obviously doing something right.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very smart gentleman. He's helped me out a lot. Actually, we bounced a lot of ideas off of each other. He was optimizing, search engine optimizing before it was even a thing. So he's been kind of doing this for a while. The good thing is he's been able to grow himself out of his position, grow the people under him so that way he can focus on other things. But super smart, always forward thinking. Even still, you would think you'd get to a point where you're just like, all right, I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit, but he's still going and interested in the future. So it's nice to speak to like-minded people. And not only that, but be able to share advice with each other and even just building strategies, even if it's him teaching me or me teaching him.
He's always spoken so highly of you, and I've had a few conversations with you privately as well from a marketing standpoint. So I know he would feel the same 100%. And we talk about partnerships. Partnerships are such a successful way to grow a company. Maybe speak as if I am somebody in the HVAC or electrical or plumbing or, all the different spaces you're in. One of the biggest challenges is growing customers. I'm sure that's something that you experienced as you were building your companies.
For sure, yes. I mean, when I was told by a gentleman out in Montgomery, the whole goal, the magic starts happening when you hit 10,000 clients. And, I hit the 10,000 mark and I didn't see much of a sparkle or, any kind of fireworks show, but I did realize that it happened naturally. You have to create organic content to be able to target those people to respend again with you. So we started going down that road. We currently are at close to 13,000 clients for the business, and we're getting pretty good yield on returns on marketing campaigns. We're moving to the direction of text, where text is a higher response rate.
That's awesome. What are some of the most successful ways that you all acquire customers for the business?
We do a lot of search engine optimization, but we also do a lot of Google ads. We get a lot of new customers from, I like to say, we got to create different streams of revenue in order to create wealth. So every little piece that we have out there is creating revenue. So we have local services, we have our PPC campaigns. We also have search engine optimization. We do backlinking, hyperlinks, basically anything that has to do along with blogging and getting us ranked higher for that. One of the leaked secret recipes of the Hummingbird algorithm from Google that happened this year is intent. So one of the things that we focus on is intent on our actual website, making content with intent to focus on the marketing side of things. We optimize very heavily for maps. So we do a lot of metadata back. We do geocaching. We'll also do what we call GeoJuice, which is we'll optimize for that pin drop in that particular area so that way we can become relevant in that subject, even if we don't service a certain area. So it really helps us organically start spending less on marketing and allowing our natural marketing to raise up. So our goal is always to get search engine optimization up. But through that process, we developed a lot of relationships with different people, property management companies, the Gary Ashton group, All of those things are very important in order to create these different streams of revenue. It's not good to have all your eggs in one basket, but it's good to have different baskets, build bridges. And that's basically what we're doing in order for us to get new clients.
In leaning into that, obviously, when I talked a little bit about this, it's what we do, but partnerships, developing relationships with property management companies, real estate companies. Why do you think that's a good idea for a home service provider? It might sound like a silly question, I guess, but what about partnerships with people in the real estate space? Why go down that path?
They're in the houses. At the end of the day, for someone like myself that works on all three trades, what we consider the three major trades of a house, plumbing, electrical, and HVAC, they're in the houses. They can, for good customers that are needing kind of work or, anything that comes up on an actual inspection report, we can address those things. A lot of times we'll give them the ammo for negotiation so that way they can either put it within escrow or they can negotiate that with the customer so that way these jobs can get done. But I feel like they go hand in hand and it's a good relationship.
Yeah. What are some ways that home service providers, in your opinion, obviously you've had some experience doing this now, what are ways that people like you can optimize these relationships? I've certainly put a lot of deals together, and I've seen business deals where one side is constantly asking of the other side or vice versa. And you and Gary don't have that type of relationship. You're constantly giving back and forth to each other. And I've personally obviously benefited from that as well, as we've had marketing conversations. You've helped us do certain things. But what do you feel like are ways that people in the home service space can optimize the relationships they've got with real estate companies, et cetera?
Develop different streams of revenue while we're sitting here trying to, how can we invest more into PPC campaigns that we don't know what the true ROI is on that. On this, it's an easy way to be able to track it, plus develop local relationships and even just the referral business that comes along with that. Whether for me, one of my biggest forms of marketing, and it's silly as it sounds, what gives me the most return for my money is stickers on the actual locations, whether it's electrical panel, the disconnect for the unit, or at the thermostat, or at the water heater. These things are going to stay with the houses. Right now, in these times of days, people aren't staying in their houses for a long time, typically 5 years, and they're moving to the next place. They're changing hands, and it gives you the opportunity to be able to put those stickers in so you can start developing the relationship with the next person. And now you're adding a new client based off of the one client that you got in. So it's just a good place to capitalize on just getting new relationships with new customers, and then from there be able to target marketing. We know what a typical customer spends with us in a lifetime. So it's just a matter of developing those relationships and getting in front of new people. So having these different bridges that we're dealing with, whether it's Gary Ashton Group or a property management company, good relationships to take away or get away from being the rat race of PPC campaign.
Right there, you just uncovered a multi-million-dollar growth strategy. Partner with agents, get to the open houses, and drop some stickers on the electrical panels, the hot water heaters. That's so smart.
It works.
That's absolutely. What a brilliant strategy. So what I love about the most brilliant strategies in the world is that they are typically the easiest to implement. That's why I love what we do with a lot of our co-marketing efforts, right? Because at the end of the day, all we're really doing is trying to formalize an arrangement that has been taking place for many, 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 many years. You and Gary, I think, had a great relationship before I ever got involved. But then when we started really creating more formal partnerships, it's just like, man, everybody starts investing in each other through finances, through ideation, through all of the different ways. And so I think it's such a good thing.
The best thing or the most successful thing, especially when times can be a little difficult. We're going through a weird year. We're going through strange scenarios, even in the service business. We have to get more creative. So being able to develop these relationships and build these bridges in different unorthodox ways away from the PPC campaigns that everybody's depending on is really kind of the key to move forward in times like this.
It also is the essence of PPC, right? Like it's all about intent. The reason that Google Ads work is because the type of customer that wants your services goes to a place and they enter their information to find somebody that can help them. And that's the same thing that's taking place in real estate. It's the brilliance of it all is really at the end of the day, it's simple. Real estate agents are already working with homeowners, buyers and sellers that need these different services at some point, whether it's short-term, low-ticket items or it's long-term, big-ticket items, they need these services. And so by partnering with people that have your ideal customers, it's a different channel. It's a different channel to growth channel that people can invest in that can help take the business to the next level. And so I think it's such a good thing to do. But if somebody is listening to this and they're like, I think I could go partner with a real estate agent or two, you've done this for a long time, just a couple pieces of advice. What should you look for? What should you pay attention to?
Reflecting back on what I look for is somebody that's going to be a good representation, extension of my business. Our motto, our slogan is creating a higher standard for home services. And we want to make sure that we're partnering with people that are kind of doing the same thing, expecting that A to Z experience. By no way, shape, or form are we preaching that we're going to be the cheapest. And I can tell you right now, we're not going to be the most expensive. We make fair income for the great, valuable A to Z experience that we create for the customer. So that's what separates us. But we look for those same alliances of someone that's kind of representing the models that we represent.
Yeah, that's great advice. Well, Gus Puga, I appreciate getting the chance to connect with you, man. I know I didn't want to take up a lot of your time, but you're such a valuable guy, and we've got a lot of home service providers that are helping put partnerships together. And I know that they certainly would look up to somebody like you that's had success doing this, but also had success in so many other ways with marketing and advertising and sales. So I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me, my man. I'm sure we'll connect again soon. I'm going to be in Nashville in a couple of weeks, actually, so hopefully I'll see you.
Sounds good. Give me a call.
Thanks, Gus. We'll see you, man.